The rain hammered against the window like it was trying to break in, mirroring the ache in Miles's chest as he stared at the eviction notice crumpled in his fist. He had lost his job that morning. The graphic design firm folding under the weight of some corporate merger no one saw coming. And now this. Their landlord scrawled apology about rising costs in Seattle's relentless housing market. Theo's laughter echoed from the kitchen, warm and oblivious. Slicing through the silence like a lifeline he wasn't sure he deserved to grab. Miles dropped the paper and crossed the threshold, his boots leaving wet prints on the hardwood. Theo turned, flour-dusted hands pausing mid-stir on a batch of pancakes, his dark curls catching the dim overhead light. "Hey, you look like you just saw a ghost. Or worse, your ex's new boyfriend on Instagram." Their eyes locked, and in that split second, Miles knew he was already too far gone to pretend this was just about rent. Miles slumped onto the worn leather couch in their cramped Capitol Hill apartment, the kind of place that screamed bohemian struggle, with its mismatched thrift store furniture and posters of indie bands peeling at the edges. Seattle's perpetual drizzle painted the world outside in shades of gray, the Space Needle a hazy silhouette through the fogged-up glass. He rubbed his temples, the weight of the day pressing down like the city's infamous overcast sky. Theo slid a plate of pancakes across the coffee table, steam rising in lazy curls, topped with a dollop of butter that melted into golden pools. "Eat. It'll fix everything, at least until noon." Theo was the kind of guy who believed in small rituals against the chaos. Morning coffee runs to the corner cafe where he worked shifts as a barista, evening jam sessions with his guitar that filled the air with raw, aching melodies. At 27, with skin like polished mahogany and eyes that crinkled at the corners when he smiled, Theo had a way of making the mundane feel profound. They had met 3 months ago at a mutual friend's housewarming party in Fremont, bonding over shared horror stories of bad dates and worse landlords. Miles, fresh off a breakup with his college sweetheart who had decided long distance to Portland was code for let's see other people, had been nursing a beer and a grudge. Theo, reeling from a ghosting fiasco with a drummer who vanished after one too many gigs, had matched his cynicism shot for shot. Now, with Miles's savings dwindling and Theo's freelance music gigs barely covering his half of the utilities, desperation bred innovation. "We need ground rules," Miles said finally, pushing the plate away half-eaten. His voice was steady, but his fingers drummed the armrest, betraying the nerves twisting in his gut. Theo flopped down beside him, close enough that their knees brushed, sending an unwelcome spark up Miles's spine. He ignored it, chalking it up to the chill seeping through the walls. "Like church arts? Because I'm not touching your gym socks again." Theo's grin was easy, disarming, the kind that made Miles want to lean in and, "No. Like us." Miles pulled out a notebook from the side table drawer, the one he used for sketching logos that no longer paid the bills. He flipped to a fresh page, pen hovering. "We're both messes right now. Heart-scarred, rebound-averse messes. So, Pact, roommates only. No blurred lines. No late-night confessions over whiskey. Definitely no falling in love." Theo's laughter faded into a thoughtful hum, his gaze drifting to the rain-lashed window. The city lights flickered on early, neon signs from the bars below casting erratic shadows across the room. He took the notebook, his handwriting bolder than Miles's precise script, and scrawled the words with a flourish. "Roommate pact, no falling in love." Penalty, eternal dish duty. He signed with a looping Theo and passed it back. Miles added his name below, the ink bleeding slightly from the damp air. It felt official, like a contract sealing away the what-ifs that had started creeping in during those quiet evenings when Theo's guitar strings hummed under his fingers and Miles sketched by lamplight. Stealing glances he pretended were accidental. That night, they celebrated the Pact with cheap takeout from the Thai place on Pike Street. Pad see ew tangled on plastic forks, the spice burning just enough to chase away the chill. Theo queued up a playlist of Elliott Smith covers, the melancholic strums weaving through the space between them. To survival, Theo toasted with his soda can, clinking it against Miles's. Their eyes met again, longer this time, and Miles swallowed hard, forcing a laugh. To not screwing this up, the first week blurred into a rhythm that felt dangerously comfortable. Morning started with the gurgle of Theo's ancient coffee maker, the aroma pulling Miles from dreams he didn't want to unpack. He'd shuffle into the kitchen in boxers and a threadbare tee, hair a tousled mess, while Theo, already dressed in his cafe, apron over ripped jeans, measured grounds with ritualistic precision. Black. 2 sugars, Theo would ask, though he knew the answer. Miles nodded, leaning against the counter, watching the way Theo's shoulders moved, the easy grace in his movements that spoke of someone who had learned to carry rhythm in his bones. Afternoons were Miles's domain, hunkered over his laptop in the living room, freelancing logos for startups that promised the world but paid in exposure. The apartment overlooked a side street alive with the hum of the city, dog walkers in neon jackets, cyclists dodging puddles, the distant wail of a ferry horn from Elliott Bay. Theo came home smelling of espresso and cinnamon, recounting tales of quirky customers, the tech bro who ordered lattes with oat milk foam art of binary code, the elderly widow who slipped him extra tips with stories of her late husband's jazz records. Miles listened, sketching absent-mindedly, the lines of his designs softening into portraits he never showed, Theo's profile, captured in quick strokes. Evenings brought the Pact's first test. Theo's guitar leaned against the wall like a silent invitation. And on Wednesday, after a particularly grueling client call that left Miles questioning his life choices, Theo strummed a few chords. "Join me?" he asked, patting the couch cushion beside him. Miles hesitated, the notebook's words flashing in his mind. But the melody was too inviting, a slow, bluesy riff that echoed the rain's patter. He sat, their thighs pressing together in the narrow space. And Theo's voice joined the strings, low and gravelly, singing lyrics about lost highways and second chances. Miles's heart thudded, a traitor to the ink on the page. He closed his eyes, letting the music wrap around him, the warmth of Theo's arm brushing his with each shift. When the song ended, silence stretched, heavy with unsaid things. "You're good at that," Miles murmured. "I still shut." Theo's breath was close, minty from gum he chewed to kill the coffee aftertaste. "You're good at listening." A beat. Then Theo pulled away, standing with a stretch. "Pact holds, right? Just roommates jamming." Miles nodded, throat tight, and retreated to his room, the door clicking shut like a vow renewed. By Friday, the air between them crackled with unspoken energy. They ventured out to the Pike Place Market, umbrellas bumping as they wove through crowds under the market's arch sign. The air was thick with the scent of fresh salmon and blooming tulips. Vendors hawking everything from handmade soaps to sourdough loaves still warm from the oven. Theo darted to a stall piled with vinyl records, flipping through sleeves with childlike glee. Look, Nirvana's first pressing. Bleach. Before they blew up, Miles watched him, the way joy lit his face, curls bouncing as he haggled with the seller. A grizzled vet with tattoos snaking up his arms. They ate fish and chips from newspaper cone, leaning against a railing overlooking the bay, gulls wheeling overhead. Ferries cut through the choppy water like white arrows, and in the distance, the Olympics loomed under a rare break in the clouds. Remember why we did this? Theo asked suddenly, licking salt from his fingers. Miles glanced at him, the question hanging like mist. The Pact? Yeah. Keeps it simple. Theo nodded, but his eyes lingered, searching. Simple's good. After Derek, he trailed off, the name of his ex a ghost between them. Miles knew the story. Derek, the drummer, who had packed his sticks and split for L.A. without a backward glance, leaving Theo with a sublet and a shattered trust. Miles's own scar throbbed in sympathy. Evan bailed because marriage material wasn't his 5-year plan. Turns out, neither was I. They shared a rueful smile, the kind forged in the fire of shared wounds. As I walked back, arms laden with market finds, a bouquet of peonies for the table, a jar of local honey, Theo's hand grazed Miles's. Accidental at first, then lingering a fraction too long. Miles pulled away gently, heart racing. Pact, he whispered, half to himself. Theo's nod was quick, but the flush on his cheeks betrayed him. That night, the apartment felt smaller, the walls closing in with the weight of proximity. They cooked together, pasta with pesto from the market basil, wine from a box they split because bottles felt too intimate. Laughter flowed easy, stories tumbling out like the steam from a pot. Theo's disastrous high school prom where he came out to his best friend in the back of a limo, only for the guy to panic and lock him out. Miles's secret sketchbook from art school, filled with drawings of boys he never had the courage to approach. The wine loosened tongues, and soon they were sprawled on the floor, backs against the couch, knees touching without pretense. Theo's head tipped on a Miles's shoulder, heavy and trusting. You're different. You know, safe. Miles's breath caught, the Pact screaming in his mind like a siren. He shifted, creating space, but Theo's hand found his, fingers intertwining before he could protest. Just holding on, Theo mumbled, eyes half closed. Miles let it happen, pulse thundering, the line between platonic and perilous blurring like the city lights in the rain. Saturday dawned with a fragile peace. Miles woke to the sound of Theo humming in the shower, water cascading like a distant waterfall. He brewed coffee, strong and black, and set out mugs on the counter, the peonies unfurling pink petals in a chipped vase. When Theo emerged, towel slung low on his hips, droplets tracing paths down his chest, Miles averted his eyes, busying himself with cream. Morning run, Theo suggested, pulling on sweats, oblivious or perhaps willfully blind to the tension. They hit the paths along Lake Union, the air crisp with autumn's edge, leaves crunching underfoot in russet and gold. Houseboats bobbed on the water, their decks strung with fairy lights even in daylight, a testament to Seattle's quirky soul. Theo set a punishing pace, his breaths coming in rhythmic puffs, while Miles lagged, lungs burning, mind racing faster than his feet. They collapsed on a bench overlooking the lake, gulping water from a shared bottle, sweat mingling with the mist. "You're pushing me too hard," Miles gasped, half laughing. Theo's grin was wolfish, eyes sparkling. "Gotta keep up. Roomy. Life's too short for half measures." The words landed like a challenge, and Miles met his gaze. The pact of fragile thread stretched taut. That afternoon, they holed up with a movie marathon, indie flicks from Theo's Criterion Collection. Moonlight first, its hues of blue and intimacy wrapping around them like a blanket. Miles stole glances at Theo's profile, the way the screen light danced on his skin, and wondered how long he could deny the pull. The inevitable gravity of two hearts orbiting too close. By a Sunday evening, the first crack appeared. Theo's phone buzzed incessantly during dinner. Simple grilled cheeses with tomato soup. Comfort food against the cooling night. He silenced it twice, then excused himself to the balcony, the sliding door rattling shut behind him. Miles strained to hear, catching fragments. "That not like that. Man." "Yeah, we're just friends." The voice on the other end was deep, insistent. An old hookup from Theo's circuit, fishing for more. When Theo returned, his smile was strained, the easy warmth dimmed. "Everything good?" Miles asked, stirring his soup. Theo shrugged, fork scraping the plate. "Ghosts from the past. Nothing a pact can't handle." But his eyes avoided Miles's, and the silence that followed was thicker than the fog rolling in from a sound. Miles lay awake that night, staring at the ceiling cracks that mapped out like veins, the notebook on his nightstand a mocking sentinel. 2 weeks in, and the words felt like chains, binding what they both craved to set free. The second week unfolded like a slow unraveling, each day peeling back layers they had sworn to keep buried. Monday brought a freelance win for Miles, a logo gig for a queer-owned bookstore in Ballard, paying enough to cover groceries and a sliver of rent. He burst through the door at dusk, takeout burritos from the taqueria on Broadway in hand, shouting for Theo like a kid with a report card. Theo was at the kitchen table, guitar in lap, fingers pausing mid-chord. His face lit up, genuine and unguarded, and he pulled Miles into a hug that lingered, bodies aligning in a way that sent heat flooding through Miles's veins. They ate cross-legged on the floor, foil wrappers crinkling, salsa dripping onto napkins as Theo recounted his shift, a drag queen customer who tipped in glittery singles. A slow hour spent doodling song lyrics on receipts. "Wrote one about you today," Theo said casually, too casually, popping a chip into his mouth. Miles froze, heart skipping. "Me?" Theo nodded, strumming an imaginary riff. About quiet guys who sketch storms in their coffee. Called it Blue Eyes in the Rain. He sang a bar, voice husky, the melody wrapping around Miles like smoke. The pact echoed faintly, drowned out by the rush in his ears. And for a moment, Miles let himself imagine. No rules, just them. Tuesday tested resolve. A storm rolled in off the Pacific, winds howling through the streets, rattling the windows like an angry lover. Power flickered, then died, plunging the apartment into candlelit intimacy. Theo lit tea lights scavenged from a drawer, their flames dancing shadows across the walls. "Story time," he proposed, settling on the couch with a blanket draped over his legs. Miles joined, closer than necessary, the fabric tinting over their knees like a shared secret. Theo spun tales first, growing up in Tacoma, the son of a single mom who waitress doubles, coming out at 16 to a family that hugged him tighter instead of pushing away. She said, "Baby, love whoever lights your fire. Just don't let it burn you twice." His voice cracked on the last word, vulnerability raw in the low light. Miles shared in turn, words spilling like the rain outside, his conservative upbringing in Spokane. The closet he built brick by brick until art school in Seattle cracked it open. First guy I kissed was in a darkroom, developing photos. Smelled like chemicals and possibility. Lasted 2 weeks before he transferred east. The confessions hung heavy, binding them deeper. Theo's hand found Miles's under the blanket, thumb tracing circles on his knuckles. "We're good at this, aren't we? Being real without the mess." Miles nodded, but his body betrayed him, leaning in until their foreheads touched, breaths mingling. The kiss was inevitable, a brush of lips soft as the flicker of flame, tasting of salt and unspoken need. They pulled back, gasping, eyes wide in the gloom. "Pact," Theo whispered, but his fingers tightened, unwilling to let go. Wednesday dawned clear, a rare mercy from the skies, but the air between them hummed with yesterday's echo. They avoided it at breakfast. Conversation skimming surfaces, weather, work, the new coffee shop opening on 15th. Theo left for his shift early, pressing a quick kiss to Miles's temple that he played off as brotherly. Miles spent the day at his desk, designs blurring on the screen, mind replaying the candlelight, the warmth of Theo's mouth. By evening, guilt gnawed, the notebook a talisman he clutched like a rosary. Theo came home late. Rain slicked again, carrying a vinyl from Easy Street Records, a first pressing of Nevermind. "Thought of you," he said, shaking off his jacket. They spun it on the old turntable, crackles giving way to Kurt's wail, the bass thrumming through the floorboards. Dancing started spontaneous, awkward shuffles turning fluid, bodies swaying in the dim kitchen light. Theo's hands on Miles's waist, guiding, claiming. Miles turned in his arms, faces inches apart, the pact a distant thunder. "I can't pretend anymore," Miles breathed, the words escaping before reason could cage them. Theo's eyes darkened, conflict warring with desire. "Then don't." The kiss this time was fierce, months of tension uncoiling in a tangle of limbs and gasps. They stumbled to the couch, shirts discarded in a trail, skin meeting skin in a rush of heat. Theo's mouth traced Miles's collarbone, eliciting shudders that built to moans, hands exploring with a hunger starved too long. It was messy, urgent, fingers fumbling buttons, breaths hitching against necks, culminating in release that left them spent, entwined. There rained a soft applause outside. Thursday brought the afterglow's fragile dawn. They woke tangled in sheets on the living room floor, Theo's head on Miles's chest, heartbeat a steady drum. Coffee brewed slow, mugs passed hand to hand, smile shy but real. "Worth breaking the pact for?" Theo murmured, nuzzling Miles's jaw. Miles laughed, light and free, pulling him closer. Every penalty, the day stretched lazy, brunch at a cafe in Queen, and mimosas fizzing with possibility, then a walk through Cary Park, the skyline sprawling below like a promise. But seeds of doubt sprouted in the soil of joy. Miles caught Theo checking his phone more, thumb hovering over messages from unnamed contacts. Old friends, Theo dismissed with a kiss. But the evasion lingered. Friday night, they hosted a small gathering, neighbors from the building, a couple of Theo's musician buddies, beers flowing, laughter echoing off the brick. Miles watched Theo charm the room, his ease with everyone a reminder of his own guarded heart. A guy named Riley, lanky with tattoos and a sly grin, cornered Theo in the kitchen, whispers too close, hands brushing arms. Miles's stomach twisted, jealousy a bitter brew. Saturday amplified the fracture. Theo vanished for a gig that stretched into afternoon, returning disheveled, scent of smoke and strangers clinging. Just jamming with Riley's band, he said, avoiding eyes. Miles nodded, but the Pact's ghost whispered betrayal, the notebook mocking from the shelf. They argued quietly over dinner, takeout pizza gone cold, accusations veiled in questions. Am I just convenient? Miles asked, voice breaking. Theo's denial was fervent, arms pulling him close, lovemaking a desperate reclaiming under the duvet's cover. Yet Sunday shattered it. Miles found the text while Theo showered. Missed you last night. When's round 2? R. Heart plummeting, he confronted, words tumbling harsh. Theo emerged, towel dropping forgotten, face crumpling. It was nothing a kiss. Stupid. After too many drinks. I came home to you, but the lie's residue poisoned the air. Trust fracturing like glass underfoot. Miles packed a bag, tears hot, the apartment's warmth turning claustrophobic. Pact was right. Love ruins everything. He crashed at a friend's in Fremont. The night a blur of whiskey and wafts. Seattle's lights mocking from the hill. Theo's texts piled up, apologies. Please. Raw confessions of fear. Of loving too hard after Derek's scar. Miles silenced his phone, curling into the ache. The city's pulse a distant throb. The days bled into a gray haze. Seattle's autumn mirroring the storm in Miles's soul. He holed up in his friend's spare room. A converted closet with a futon that smelled of mothballs and regret, sketching furiously to drown the silence. Designs for the bookstore gig took shape, bold lines evoking hidden shelves and whispered secrets. But each stroke veered into portraits of Theo. Curls wild, eyes pleading. He deleted them, fingers trembling, the Pact sink a phantom burn on his skin. Theo's messages evolved from desperate to desolate. I fucked up. Let me fix this. Then, remember the market peonies? They're wilting without you. Miles read them in the dead of night, thumb hovering over reply. Heart a battlefield. Pride held him back. The betrayals sting a shield. Riley's shadow loomed large in his mind. That kitchen whisper a dagger twist. How many nothings had there been before the text? The apartment, once sanctuary, now felt like a crime scene. By Wednesday, necessity forced movement. Miles trekked to a coffee shop in Ballard. The bookstore's owner, a wiry woman named Lena with silver-streaked hair and a rainbow pin on her lapel, reviewing his mocks over lattes. This captures it, she said, tapping the screen. The quiet revolution of pages turning in the dark. Her words soothed, a balm against the raw edges. And the deposit check bought him a week's grace at the friend's place. Walking back, rain slicking his jacket, he passed a busker on 15th. Guitar case open, strumming a melody eerily like Theo's. The notes hooked into him. Pulling tears, he blinked away. Thursday brought confrontation's echo. Theo showed at the coffee shop, drenched and determined, curls plastered to his forehead. "We need to talk." Miles's pulse spiked, fight or flight warring in his chest. They stepped outside, under the awning where puddles reflected neon signs. Theo's voice cracked like thunder. "It was one kiss. Miles." Riley cornered me after the set, high on adrenaline and beer. I shoved him off, told him about you, us. He laughed, called it a phase. His hands reached, then fell. "I chose you." Every time, Miles's throat tightened, anger and longing colliding. "Then why the text? Why hide?" Theo winced, rain dripping from his lashes. "Shame. Thought it'd vanish if I ignored it. But losing you? That's real." The vulnerability stripped him bare, echoing their candlelit confessions. And Miles wavered, the Pact's chains loosening in the downpour. They stood there, inches apart, until a gust drove them closer, lips brushing in a tentative reclaim. It tasted of salt and forgiveness, but doubt lingered, a shadow in the kiss. Friday marked a fragile truce. Miles returned to the apartment, bag slung over shoulder, the door creaking open to Theo's hopeful face. Peonies revived in the vase. A new bouquet, petals defiant. They didn't speak of it, not the fight, not the kiss, but moved in sync, Theo's hand on Miles's back as he unpacked. Miles's fingers lingering on Theo's wrist, pouring wine. Dinner was Theo's attempt at risotto. Creamy and imperfect, eaten by candlelight again. The storm outside a dramatic underscore. That night, they made love slow, exploratory, hands mapping scars, mouths whispering affirmations. Theo's body arched under Miles's touch, breaths mingling in the dim. A symphony of redemption. "I love you," Theo gasped, the words slipping unbidden. "Pact be damned." Miles froze, heart swelling, then crashing. "Love." The word hung, terrifying in its weight. He silenced it with a kiss, bodies chasing oblivion, but sleep evaded. The declaration a seed of unease. Saturday dawned with deceptive calm. They ventured to Discovery Park, escaping the city's grip for trails winding through madrona trees. The sound salt air sharp on their tongues. Leaves carpeted the path in crimson, gulls crying overhead like harbingers. Theo laced fingers with Miles, swinging their arms like kids, recounting dreams, an album of his own, tours snaking down the coast. "You could design the covers," he said, eyes bright. Miles smiled, envisioning it, bold graphics wrapping Theo's soul in ink. But midway, Theo's phone buzzed. Riley again. Voicemail blinking. He deleted it without listening. But Miles saw. The ghost reanimated. "Block him," Miles said, sharper than intended. Theo's jaw tightened. "It's done. Trust me." The words stung. Trust, a fragile bridge over chasms. They finished the hike in quieter steps. The beach of trails and an expanse of driftwood and waves, where they sat, shoulders touching, watching freighters glide west. Evening brought escalation. Theo's bandmate called, a gig at a dive in Belltown. Last minute fill in. "Come watch," Theo urged, eyes pleading. Miles agreed, needing the normalcy. The club was a haze of smoke and sweat. Amps humming. Crowd a mix of hipsters and blue-collar locals nursing PBRs. Theo took the stage, guitar slung low, voice pouring out like liquid fire. Lyrics laced with their story, blue eyes in the rain. Pulling me under. Miles stood front row, transfixed, pride swelling amid the cheers. After, Riley materialized from the wings, clapping Theo's back too familiarly. Killer set. Man, his gaze slid to Miles, smirk curling. This the roommate? Theo stiffened, arms slinging around Miles possessively. This is Miles. My everything. Riley's laugh was oily. Cute. Call me if you tire of domestic bliss. He sauntered off, but the poison seeped. Miles's mind replaying the kitchen scene. The text. The endless what-ifs. Back home. We're interrupted. He's circling like a vulture, Miles accused, pacing the living room. Theo slammed his guitar case shut. And you're letting him win, doubting me at every turn. The fight escalated. Voices rising over the rain's drone. Theo's frustration at Miles's walls. Miles's fear of another heartbreak. The Pact was supposed to protect us, Miles shouted, tears hot. Now it's all lies. Theo recoiled, hurt flashing. Love isn't a lie. It's the risk. Sunday stretched the rift wide. Miles woke alone. Theo sighed cold. A note on the counter. Needed air. Gig in Tacoma. Back late. Panic clawed Tacoma. Theo's hometown. Riley's territory? Miles spent the day wandering Capitol Hill. Bookstores and cafes blurring. Sketching strangers to fill the void. Lena texted gig approval, but Joy soured. Evening found him on the balcony. City sprawled below. When Theo returned. Exhausted. Smelling of stage and sea. They collided in silence. Bodies seeking what words failed. Lovemaking was urgent. Almost punishing. Nails raking backs. Gasps bordering sobs. Afterward. Curled together. Theo whispered, I saw Mom today. Told her about you. Miles's heart ached. Tenderness warring with turmoil. What did she say? Theo smiled faintly. To hold on tight. Fires worth burning for. But sleep brought dreams of abandonment. Waking Miles in sweats. Theo's arm heavy across his waist, a reminder of stakes too high. The week tilted toward breaking point. Emotions cresting like waves against the sound shore. Monday's freelance dried up. Rejections piling in emails. Mirroring the internal quake. Theo's shifts dragged. Tips scant. His music a outlet turning frantic. They tiptoed around each other. Touches electric but tentative. The Pact's echo a judge in the room. Tuesday night. Crisis brewed. Theo's phone lit up during a quiet dinner. Riley's name flashing. He answered. Voice low. But Miles heard, stay away, or I'll make sure everyone knows. Laughter on the line. Cutting. Face ashen. He's spreading shit, telling the scene I'm playing house. Going soft. Miles's blood boiled. Protectiveness surging. Fuck him. We're real. They rallied. Making love with defiant passion. Reclaiming space. But Wednesday cracked the facade. A mutual friend texted Miles a photo, Theo and Riley at the Tacoma gig. Arms slung. Grins too wide. Context screamed misinterpretation, but hurt blinded. Confrontation exploded. How many lies? Theo's denial crumbled under fury. It's edited bullshit. I push him away. Miles stormed out. Streets slick underfoot, ending at a bar on Pike, drowning doubt in bourbon. Thursday, rock bottom. Miles crashed again at the Friends, ignoring Theo's calls. Visions haunted, Theo's laugh with another. The apartment empty of his sketches. Lena offered solace over coffee. Loves a draft. Messy lines before the final print. Her wisdom pierced, but healing felt distant. Friday. Theo appeared at the bookstore, eyes red-rimmed. I ended it, all of it. Quit the band if it means losing you. The rawness undid Miles, tears mingling as they embraced amid shelves. Forgiveness bloomed, tentative, a step toward mending. Saturday promised pivot. They reclaimed the apartment. Burning sage from the market, Theo's mom's ritual, smoke-curling prayers. Laughter returned over burnt pancakes. Plans sketched, joint gigs, shared designs. Lovemaking healed, slow and sacred. Bodies affirming vows unspoken. Yet Sunday, whispered warning. Riley's final jab, a voicemail to Miles. Venomous taunts. Delete. Block. But scars itched. Theo held him through the night. Whispers of forever. But Miles wondered if love could weather the gales. The fragile rebuild teetered on Monday's edge. Seattle's fog a metaphor for the haze clouding judgment. Miles woke to Theo's soft breathing, arm draped possessively. The apartment bathed in dawn's tentative light. Coffee brewed, mugs clinking like toast to survival. But conversation skirted depths, skimming surfaces of weather and work. Theo's shift called early, a kiss lingering at the door, tasting of promise and peril. Text me, Miles asked, vulnerability slipping. Theo's nod was solemn. Every hour if you want. Alone. Miles dove into revisions for Lena, lines sharpening with resolve, each curve a defiance of chaos. The bookstore space took form on his screen, shelves arching like welcoming arms, colors evoking midnight reads and stolen glances. A knock interrupted, delivery from Theo. Peonies again. Note tucked in, thinking of your blue eyes. Hold the fort. Heart swelling. Miles arranged them. Petals a splash against the gray. Afternoon brought intrusion. Riley's bandmate, a drummer named Jax with pierced brow and regretful eyes, showed unannounced. Theo's spiraling. Man, that voicemail's bullshit. Riley's unhinged. Jealous you two are solid. Jax's words landed heavy, painting Riley as scorned ex-flame, not casual fling. Miles's anger softened to pity, then resolve. Tell him we're done playing games. Jax left with a nod. Bridge tentatively mended. Evening reunion sparked warmth. Theo arrived with takeout pho from the Vietnamese spot on Jackson. Broth steaming. Herbs fragrant. They slurped noodles cross-legged. Stories flowing. Theo's cafe crush on a regular who turned out married. Miles's art school prank war with a rival illustrator. Laughter bridged gaps. Touches evolved, fingers feeding bites. Knees pressing under the table. Post-dinner. Theo's guitar emerged. Strums soft. A new song unfolding. Pact broken. Hearts open. Rain washing clean. Miles joined harmony. Voice tentative. Their duet a balm. Tuesday tested tenderness. A client call for Miles went south. Endless revisions. Ego bruised. He vented to Theo over phone. Words tumbling raw. You're enough, Theo soothed. Voice a lifeline through static. That night, comfort came in shared bath. Tub filling with lavender from Theo's stash. Bubbles foaming. Bodies submerged. Legs entwined. Conversations delved. Fears of failure. Dreams of stability. Theo traced Miles's stubble. Eyes intense. Marry the mess. Not the myth. The intimacy peaked. Water sloshing as they moved together. Release a quiet wave. Wednesday wove normalcy. Joint grocery run to PCC. Carts clattering aisles stocked with organic kale and fair trade chocolate. Theo teased Miles's avocado obsession, mashing one impromptu in produce. Laughter drew stares. But they owned it, hands brushing shelves. A stolen kiss by the bakery. Home. They cooked stir-fry. Woks hissing. Flavors bold. Over plates. Theo shared a demo track. Miles's feedback honing lyrics. Vulnerability peaked. Theo's stage fright root in childhood taunts. Miles's design blocks from perfectionism's grip. Thursday thrust conflict anew. Lena's bookstore launch loomed, inviting them as couple. Bring your muse, she winked. Excitement mingled nerves, public affirmation thrilling, yet exposing. Theo's rehearsal clashed, band tensions simmering post-Riley. Jax wants me back full-time, he confessed over reheated leftovers. Miles's gut twisted. If it makes you happy, Theo's gaze pierced. You make me happy, the reassurance landed. But seeds of sacrifice sprouted doubt. Friday's gig arrived. Belltown dive pulsing. Miles arrived solo, weaving through crowd. Heart-pounding bass line. Theo spotted him. Dedication mid-set, for the guy who redrew my world. Cheers erupted. Pride flushing Miles. Post-show, they slipped out early. Streets alive with revelers. Under street lamp glow, Theo dropped to knee, not proposal, but mock vow. Pact renewed, all in. No outs. Laughter dissolved into kiss. Deep and devouring. Hands roaming coat hems. Saturday soared. Brunch at a Capitol Hill spot. Eggs Benedict dripping hollandaise. Mimosas bubbling. They planned weekend getaway to the Olympics. Tent and trails. Afternoon sketching session. Miles capturing Theo napping. Curls splayed on pillow. Lines tender. Evening. They danced in kitchen to Moonlight soundtrack. Bodies sinking slow. Whispers tracing necks. Lovemaking unfolded lazy. Explorations lingering. Afterglow talks of futures, co-owned studio. Album art collaborations. Yet Sunday sowed storm. Theo's mom called. Voice warm over speaker. Bring that boy home soon. Joy tinged anxiety. Family integration daunting. Then, Riley's shadow. Anonymous post in local music forum. Insinuating Theo's distraction, tanking gigs. Theo raged. Deleting account. But hurt festered. Why can't he let go? Miles held him. Rocking. Because he sees what I do, you're light. Comfort turned passion. Bodies affirming. But sleep brought Theo's tosses. Nightmares murmuring. The week crescendoed. Emotions layering like Seattle's hills. Monday's freelance surged. A referral from Lena. App icon for queer dating startup. Ironic twist. Miles poured soul into it. Pixels pulsing connection. Theo's cafe buzzed. Tips rolling. Funding guitar strings. Evening ritual. Shared journal. Entries alternating. Theo's poetry. Miles's doodles, pages binding. Tuesday. Doubt deepened. Jax texted Theo gig offer, LA scouts sniffing. Tour potential, Theo shared. Excitement laced caution. Miles's smile masked fear, distance, temptation. Go if it's right. Theo's hug tightened. Nothing without you. Night's intimacy chased shadows. But questions lingered. Wednesday. Crisis crested. Rehearsal ran late. Theo home hollow-eyed. Riley crashed. Started shit. Fists nearly flew. Bruise bloomed on Theo's jaw. Faint purple. Miles iced it. Fury boiling. Police. Theo shook head. Handles like that escalate scenes. They talked dawn through. Theo's trust issues bared. Derek's echoes and Riley's persistence. Miles vowed, together, we end this. Thursday, fortified. They reported to bar owner. Statement filed. Community backing via forum posts. Lena hosted strategy huddle at bookstore. Allies rallying. Afternoon solace. Lake Union paddleboard. Wobbles turning laughs. Water lapping forgiveness. Friday healed. Gig scrubbed. They nested. Movie nest. Brogbak poignant. Tears shared. Embraces tight. Lovemaking cathartic. Reclaiming power. Saturday pivoted. Olympic hike planned. Pact stuffed. Trail winds. Views breathtaking. Peaks piercing clouds. Summit picnic. Sandwiches devoured. Theo's head on Miles's lap. This is us, he murmured. Descent brought clarity. Pact evolved. Love's pact. Unbreakable. Sunday sealed shift. Mom's visit. Dinner at apartment. Her hugs enveloping. Stories weaving. You two glow, she said. Laughter filled. Future tangible. Yet, as she left, Theo's whisper, LA offers real. What if? Miles's heart clenched. Horizon darkening. The build-up pressed. Climax looming like thunderhead. Emotions raw. Bonds tested. Love's fire flickering fierce. Monday's decision hung like a pall. Theo's LA offer a siren call echoing through breakfast clatter. Miles stirred oatmeal. Spoon scraping bowl. While Theo scrolled emails. Face illuminated blue. It's just scouting weekend thing. No strings. His voice casual. But eyes sought permission. A silent plea amid the Pact's reform vows. Miles nodded. Throat tight. Go. Chase the dream. Words tasted ash. Fear of loss coiling serpent-like. Morning parted them. Theo to cafe. Kiss fierce at door. Miles to laptop. Designs fracturing under distraction. The dating app icon mocked. Swipe right illusions he once chased. Now chained to Theo's gravity. Lena dropped by mid-afternoon. Mock-ups in tow. Launch party's gold. Your work shines. Her praise buoyed. But confession spilled. Theo's gig might take him south. Lena's hug maternal. Hold the map. Not the road. Evening reunion tense. Theo buzzed home. Vinyl spinning Pearl Jam. Grunge anthems fitting turmoil. Dinner faltered. Burnt garlic bread. Wine overpoured. Conversations circled. Pros of LA exposure. Cash. Cons distance. Riley's web. It's one meeting, Theo insisted. Hand on Miles's knee. Doubt nod. And if they want more? Theo's squeeze tightened. Then we talk. Us first. Bed offered escape. Bodies entwining urgent. Release chasing what-ifs into dark. Tuesday, amplified anxiety. Theo, prep demo. Guitar wailing practice riffs that pierced Miles's focus. Freelance call interrupted, a pitch for album art. Ironic synergy. Send samples, agent said. Voice slick. Miles emailed Theo's tracks with covers. Collaboration a thread. Afternoon walk cleared fog, volunteer park. Conservatory's orchids blooming defiant. Paths leaf-strewn. Theo's arm around waist. Whispers silly. Worst case. I bomb and come home hero, but night unearthed buried. Theo's phone ping, Mom. Excited. L.A.? Proud. Baby. Then Jax, Scout's legit. Riley's out, kick band. Relief mixed envy. Theo's world expanding. Miles is tethered. Over late night tea. Confessions flowed. Theo's imposter syndrome. Miles's abandonment scars. Evan left because I wasn't enough, Miles admitted. Theo's kiss forehead soft. You're everything. Love-making tender. Affirmations etched in skin. Wednesday wove waiting. Theo's shift dragged. Miles sketched feverishly. Visions of empty apartment haunting. Lena's party invite loomed. Solo attendance a specter. Evening solace. Cooking class via YouTube. Paella attempt chaotic. Rice sticking. Laughter salvaging. Theo strums accompanied. Melody hopeful. Bed's embrace lingered. Talks drifting to hypotheticals. If I go. Visits monthly. Your designs on my tour bus. Thursday thrust turmoil. Scout confirmed. Flights booked. Friday dawn. Packing frenzy. Theo folding tees. Miles folding inward. Excited. Miles asked. Voice small. Theo's paws stretched. Terrified. Without you. Airport drop loomed unspoken. Night's passion desperate. Hands clutching. Moans bordering pleas. Sleep evaded. Theo's breaths ragged. Friday fractured. Dawn alarm pierced. Cab idling outside. Goodbye kiss salt tanged. Tears held. Call from LAX, Theo promised. Duffel slung. Miles watched taillights vanish in a mist. Apartment echoing void. Day blurred, coffee cold. Sketches smudged. Lena's party evening anchor, bookstore glow. Shelves laden. Crowd queer and vibrant. Toasts rang. To stories that bind. Miles smiled through. But hollow. Text from Theo grounding, boarding. Love you. Saturday's solitude stung. Rain lashed. Mirroring isolation. Miles wandered markets. Fingers trailing produce. Memories of Theo's haggling vivid. Home. Journal entry poured. Pact was cage. Love's wilder. Evening call connected. Theo's voice crackling. Meeting tomorrow. Nerve shot. Miles's encouragement flowed. Heart aching. Shine. Come home. Hang up echoed. Bed vast. Sunday's silence screamed. Text sparse. Jet lag. Scout tomorrow. Miles cleaned obsessively. Dust bunnies fleeing. Mind circling Riley's ghost. LA's temptations. Friends invite declined. Solitude preferred. Night broad dream. Theo on stage. Spotlights blinding. Crowd swallowing. Woke sweating. Dialing voicemails for voice. Monday merged dread and drive. Theo's update. Met Scout. Vibes good. Possible EP deal. Elation spiked. Chased by terror. Miles's freelance hummed. App launch praised, but focus frayed. Evening voice call. Theo's excitement palpable. Hotel room backdrop faint. Want you here. Miles's laugh forced. Conquer. Then conquer me. Flirt masked fear. Tuesday tilted toward truth. Scout pushed. Full demo needed. Implying stay. Theo's text torn. Talk tonight? Miles paced. Heart hammering. Call connected. Voices raw. It's opportunity, Theo urged. But us. Miles countered. Silence stretched. Pact's evolution questioned. We adapt, Theo vowed. Flights weekly. Doubt nod. Adapt or fracture. Wednesday wove worry. Theo stayed. Demo sessions booked. Miles's days mechanical. Designs dispatched. Lena's thanks warm. Friends nudge. Visit him. Tempting. Fun scant. Evening confession. Miss your curls on my pillow. Theo's laugh broke. Soon. Thursday tested trust. Anonymous email hit Miles. Riley's hand? Theo's thriving without you. Let go. Venom chilled. Deletion swift. But poison seeped. Call to Theo. Ignore noise. Reassurance flowed. But seed planted. Friday fortified facade. Theo's demo snippet shared. Tracks soaring. Miles's heart swelling pride. Your covers would kill, Theo said. Collaboration dream reignited. Nights solo movie Call Me By Your Name. Peaches and sun-drenched longing. Tears unbidden. Saturday, surge separation. Theo's texts joyful. Studio magic. Miles's reply lagged. Envy creeping. Hike solo. Discovery Park trails. Waves crashing isolation. Summit view, blurred misty eyes. City small. Dreams vast. Sunday shattered. Call from Theo, voice strained. Scout wants tour, 6 months. Sign now, Miles's world tilted. 6 months. Echoes of Evan. Distance's dagger. I need time. Hang up heavy. Apartment suffocating. The fracture widened. Climax brewing. Emotions roiled. Love's fire tested by ambition's gale. Miles curled fetal. Pact's irony bitter, no falling. Yet plummeting. Theo's absence carve hollows. Days bleeding into monochrome. Monday's freelance faltered. Client nitpicks grating. Revisions endless. Lena sensed. Breathe. Love bends. Doesn't break. Wisdom anchored. Party afterglow fading. Evening call. Theo's hotel hum background. Tour's dream. But your reality. Miles's throat closed. Reality hurts. Tuesday twisted knife. Jax texted. Theo's killing it. Riley silenced. Schadenfreude soured. Success bittersweet. Miles sketched. Tour posters unbidden. Theo's center. Lights haloed. Empty space beside. Erase. But ache lingered. Wednesday waned will. Friends intervention. Drinks at Linda's. Piano bar on Capitol Hill. Tunes mournful. Stories swapped. Breakups. Rebounds. Fight for it. Bartender advised. Queer elder with line smile. Home. Journal vented. Love or lose. Thursday, thrust ultimatum. Theo's call. Decision tomorrow. Come with. Miles's no firm. Funds. Fear. I can't chase. Hurt Lance both. Then wait. Theo pleaded. Waiting's dying. Friday, fractured final. Scout signed. Tour greenlit. Theo's text. Did it. For us. Miles's reply, proud. Scared. Call evaded. Voicemails piling. Saturday sank despair. Rain relentless. Miles bedbound. Memories montage. First kiss candlelit. Hikes hand in hand. Pact notebook burn in sink. Ashes swirling drain. Symbolic purge. Sunday summons storm. Confrontation call. Voices rising over static. You chose, Miles accused. No, chose growth. For us, Theo's saw broke. Evan all over. Betrayal's echo. Trust me. Miles hung. World crumbling. Crisis peaked. Healing's horizon faint. Love's pact. Endure or end. The chasm yawned wide postcall. Miles adrift in apartment's echo. Tuesday's dawn found him packing. Not escape, but purge. Theo's hoodies folded away. Guitar picks swept from crevices. Freelance loomed, but fingers stalled on keys. Designs dissolving into abstracts of fracture. Lena's text, check-in, replied vague. Pride barricading. Midday mercy, walk to Elliott Bay. Piers creaking underfoot. Ferries churning foam. Seagulls scavenged. Indifferent to human storms. Sat bench. Wind whipping. Tears salting cheeks. Evan's ghost overlapped Theo's. Promises vaporized by ambition. Not again, whispered to waves. Evening erosion. Friend dragged to open mic at Hugo House. Stage raw with poets bearing souls. One verse hooked. Love's a thief in tour bus tires. Applause thundered. Miles fleeing midway. Streets blurring. Home. Bourbon burned. Voicemails tempting. Theo's, please. Understand. Deleted. But heart replayed. Wednesday wove withdrawal. Ignored calls. Socials muted. Freelance forced. App updates. Icons pulsing connection he couldn't feel. Lena visited. Tea steaming. Grieve. Then grow. Shared launch photos. Crowd diverse. Books embraced. Your mark lasts. Solace slight. But seed. Afternoon aimless. Thrift shop on Broadway. Racks rifled for distraction. Vintage flannel caught. Theo's style. Curls imagined tousled. Bought it. Irrational talisman. Evening journal. Betrayals, not the leaving, but the lie of staying. Thursday, thrust therapy. Waited months. But crisis quickened slot. Counselor named Raj. Come eyes behind glasses. Walls built high serve short. Unpacked. Spoken closets. Evan's fade. Theo's fire. Love terrifies because it frees. Homework. Letter unwritten. Emotions uncorked. Friday faltered facade. Jax messaged. Theo's wrecked. Cancelled rehearsal. Guilt gnawed. Pride parried. Evening solo dinner. Market salmon grilled. Wine solo. Broke back rerun. Innes's stoic ache mirroring. Sleep shallow. Dreams of stages empty. Theo calling. Saturday sank solitude. Hike Cary Park. Skyline mocking vastness. Sketched horizon. Lines jagged. Text from allies. Lena's invite. Friends nudge. Declined. Burrowing. Night's bourbon haze. Notebook reborn. Pact dissolved. Self first. Sunday summoned shift. Raj's words echoed. Contact bridges. Drafted text. Need space. Healing. Sent. Heart hammering. Theo's reply instant. Take it. I wait. Relief mixed rage. Waiting's weight shared. Weak warped wounds. Monday's freelance flowed freer. Designs bolder. Post-purge clarity. Lena praised. Edge sharpens art. Afternoon park bench. Letter penned. You lit me. But fire consumes. Burn at trailside. Ashes to wind. Tuesday tangled ties. Voicemail listened. Theo's crack. LA's hollow without you. Tour paused. Surprise softened edges. Evening call accepted. Voices tentative. Miss your sketches, Theo murmured. Miles's guard slipped. Miss your strums. No resolutions. But thaw. Wednesday wove wonder. Friend's coffee. He's changed, humbled. Skepticism lingered. But curiosity crept. Afternoon bookstore browse. Lena's shelf. Queer memoirs. Fun home, resonating. Home. Guitar dustcloth tentative. Strings hummed faint. Theo's echo. Thursday tested tentative. Jax's olive. Jam session. Neutral. Declined. But pondered. Evening yoga via app. Poses grounding. Breath sinking imagine duets. Journal. Healing's not hating, but honoring. Friday fortified. Freelance win. Album cover gig. Anonymous band. Poured soul. Pixels singing lost turn liberation. Evening walk. Street musicians blues pulling tears. Home. Theo's hoodie donned, scent faded, but memory vivid. Saturday sword slight. Market solo. Peonies purchased, pink defiant. Arranged vase. Petals nodding. Text exchange lengthened. Theo's wrote song for you. Snippet attached. Listen looped. Heart cracking open. Sunday sealed softening. Call lingered. Laughs tentative. Stories swapped. LA absurdities. Seattle quirks. Coming north weekend. Theo asked. Miles's yes surprised. Pax goes quiet. The men began. Crisis ebbing. Emotions ebbing to equilibrium. Betrayal scar pinked. Healings hum faint but fervent. Monday's merge momentum. Theo's flight booked. Miles's nerves jangling. Freelance polished. Client thrilled. Afternoon prep. Apartment aired. Peonies fresh. Evening simmer. Pasta sauce slow. Aromas anticipatory. Tuesday tease tension. Calls ease evaporated doubts. Raj session. Vulnerabilities valor. Nodded. Armor loosening. Evening sketch. Theo's return. Lines hopeful. Wednesday wove welcome. Jax's update. He's clean, focused. Trust trickled. Afternoon bookstore. Lena's wisdom. Second act's braver. Home. Journal. Forgive to free. Thursday thrust threshold. Airport pickup pondered. Too soon. Settled coffee shop near. Evening ritual. Wine aerated. Playlist cued. Elliott Smith soft. Friday flowered. Theo landed. Cab straight to meet. Sighting, curls longer. Eyes shadowed but sparkling. Hug crushed. Words whispered. Missed. Coffee steamed. Talks tumbled. Tour tales. Spaces lessons. Saturday solidified. Home return. Doors shutting world out. Unpack. LA trinkets keychain. Magnet. Place mantle. Afternoon. Couch collapse. Limbs tangled. Kisses relearning. Evening dinner. Sauce simmered success. Toasts tentative. Sunday deepened. Hiker prize. Discovery Park. Trails familiar. Hands laced. Silence is comfortable. Summit. Tours on hold. Local gigs first. Relief washed. Lovemaking evening. Slow rediscovery. Bodies reaffirming. Week wrapped renewal. Monday's collaboration. Demo cover sketched. Synergy sparking. Tuesday's cafe visit. Theo's apron. Smiles traded. Wednesday's jam. Guitar shared. Harmonies healing. Thursday's truth. Riley confronted. Cease contact letter. Legal nudge. Closure clicked. Friday's launch echo. Bookstore event. Couple debuted subtle. Saturday's plan. Olympic getaway Real. Tense pitch dreams. Sunday's vow. Pact rewritten. Love fiercely. Fearless. Emotions equilibrated. Climax crested a calm. Yet undercurrents stirred. Crisis's cinder warm. Ready reignite? No. The arc bent toward light. Betrayal's bite blunted. Healing's horizon clear. The equilibrium held tentative through autumn's turn. Leaves surrendering to winter's whisper. November's chill seeped Seattle's bones. But Miles and Theo's warmth defied. Mornings curled under quilts. Breaths sinking fog windows. Monday's routine rooted. Theo's cafe, whistle home. Miles's designs dispatched dawn. Evening entwined. Pasta reheats. Strums soft. Sketches shared. This one's us, Miles said. Pencil tracing intertwined figures. Theo's kiss sealed. Frame it. Tuesday tested temper. Jax's band invite. Low-key gig. No Riley. Theo hesitated. Eyes on Miles. Together, nod granted. Armor mutual. Venue, small Fremont club. Amps humming heritage. Theo's set sword. Lyrics lace their saga. Crowd swaying intimate. Post-glow bar hugs. Miles's pride palpable. Home. Passion peaked. Bodies buoyant. Release revelry. Wednesday wove work. Freelance tandem. Miles's covers for Theo's EP. Mock-ups emailed Scout. Bold feedback buzzed. Lena's referral. Queer lit festival poster. Deadlines dancing. Afternoon collab. Kitchen table strewn. Coffee staining edges. Laughter laced critiques. Touches translating tension to tenderness. Thursday, thrust thanks. Theo's mom visited. Thanksgiving early. Turkey brined. Apartment aroma rich. Sage stuffing. Cranberry tart. Table set simple. Candles flickering stories. Her eyes twinkle. Boys. You men pretty. Hugs lingered. Blessings bestowed. Evening cleanup. Dishes sudsy. Whispers planning holidays. Friday, flowered family. Drive to Tacoma. Rain-slicked I-5. Radio crooning classics. Her home cozy. Knickknacks narrating life. Dinner deep. Her youth tales. Theo's toddler mischief. Miles's integration gentle. Night's guest room. Squeeze's secret. Dreams domestic. Saturday, solidified. Return leisurely. Detours markets. Cider sampled. Home unpack. Leftovers labeled. Hearts full. Afternoon nest. Movie marathon. The birdcage quotable. Evening emergence. Local open mic. Theo performing. Miles front row beaming. Sunday softened. Reflection day. Journal joint. Entries echoing gratitude. Hike light. Green Lake loop. Ducks paddling. Joggers nodding. Lunch lakeside. Sandwiches shared. Futures framed. Cohabitation lease. Joint accounts tentative. December dawn determined. Monday's milestone, EP demo finalized. Scouts yes resounding. Celebration subdued. Champagne popped. Toast towering. Miles's poster gig wrapped. Festival buzz building. Evening elevation, rooftop bar overlook. City lights winking approval. Tuesday tangled tasks. Lease renewal loomed. Landlord's hike steep. Budget brainstorm. Theo's gigs ramping. Miles's freelance steady. Compromise carved. Sublet room short-term. Nixed. Space sacred. Afternoon agent meet. Tour local. No exodus. Wednesday wove wonder. Festival eve. Posters plastered poles. Vibrant veins. Lena's launch. Crowd electric. Speeches soaring. Miles's work lauded. Theo's arm anchor. Post-party. Dance home streets. Spins silly. Kisses stolen. Thursday, thrust thanks again. Holiday cards crafted. Miles's illustrations. Theo's notes handwritten. Mailed mound. Memories minted. Evening eggnog. Spiked slight. Stories spiced. Thanksgiving mishaps. Future feasts. Friday, fortified. Gig circuit. Theo's calendar crammed. Miles tag teaming. One night, Belltown bass thumping. Set stellar. Encore embrace. Stage kiss bold. Cheers cascading. Home haze. Passion playful. Afterglow anecdotes. Saturday, Swords Synergy. Studio day. EP recording booth. Mike's capturing soul. Miles observed. Sketches capturing essence. Theo mid-note. Brow furrowed fierce. Lunch break. Faux pit stop. Broth bonding. Evening edit. Tracks tweaked. Harmonies heavenly. Sunday sealed season. Holiday market. Pike Place twinkling. Lights looping. Gifts gleaned. Scarf for Theo, will warm. Notebook for Miles, leather lived. Home hang, tree trim tiny. Ornaments orbiting memories. January Jared jolt. Monday's mail. Eviction shadow, landlord selling. Move mandated. Panic prickled. Plans pivoted. Viewings vortex, apartments scouted. Capitol Hill cramped. Fremont flooded. Tuesday tested tenacity. Theo's gig canceled, flu felling. Coddle mode, soup simmered. Sketches bedside. Vulnerability voiced, hate leaning. Miles's retort, love lifting. Night's nurse, closeness curing. Wednesday wove worry. Housing hunt hectic, bids bested. Dreams dashed. Lena's lead, Ballard sublet. Bookstore adjacent. Tour tentative, fits finances. Afternoon affirm, walk waterfront. Seals sunning. Resolve rising. Thursday, thrust trial. View sublet, space sparse but sunny. Exposed beams echoing old. Hours, Theo queried. Miles's yes. Heart hopeful. Evening in code, lease drafted. Signatures soon. Friday, flowered forward. Move mini, boxes begun. Belongings bagged. Gig recovery, Theo's set subdued but sweet. Post-praise, pizza pie. Slices symbolic, slices of life layered. Saturday, solidified shift. Hackathon, laughs lifting loads. Memories mined for margins. Afternoon auction, friend's couch claimed. Theo's amp armored. Evening exhale, wine wind down. Whispers wistful. Sunday, soften settle. Final Capitol Hill night, ghosts greeted. Pact pages pondered. Bed bittersweet, bodies balm. Futures fondled. February bloomed bold. New digs dawned, keys turned, boxes breached. Unpack union, shells sorted, art adhered. Monday's mark, first meal, stir-fry sizzle. Toast to transitions. Tuesday tangled tunes. EP release eve, tracks teased online. Buzz building. Promotion push, posters plastered anew. Social scrolls synced. Afternoon anxiety, Theo's jitters jittered. Miles's massage mellowed. Wednesday wove wave. Launch live, stream surged. Comments cascading kudos. Local station spin, airplay announced. Evening elation, bar hop. High fives hailed. Thursday, thrust thanks. Scout sequel, mini tour, P&W. Dates dotted. Discussion danced, Miles tagging select. Partner in crime, Theo grinned. Affirmation anchored. Friday, fortified fame. Gig trail, Portland pit stop. Crowd crazed. Hotel haze, room service romance. City lights lulling. Saturday, sword spotlight. Seattle homecoming, club packed. Encores endless. Miles merchman, tease touted. Pride pulsing. Sunday sealed success. Reflection radio, interviews introspective. Love eluded. Home harmony, brunch bubbly. Plans percolating, spring getaway. March merge maturity. Monday's milestone, joint bank. Balances bridged. Freelance flourish, book covers commissioned. Evening in code, date night docket dinner. Dance. Tuesday tested trust. Riley's ripple, old post resurfaced. Venom vintage. Deleted duo. Laughs levied, pass pollen, sneeze and gone. Wednesday wove wealth. EP sales swelled. Royalties trickling. Housing stabilized. Sublets secured long. Afternoon aspire. Studio space scouted. Shared dream. Thursday thrust together. Festival return. Miles's posters prized. Theo's set starred. Couple cred. Subtle spotlight. Support shining. Friday, flowered fidelity. Getaway booked, Oregon coast. Cabin cozy. Pact preview, swimsuits silly. Books beachy. Saturday, solidified soul. Hike hybrid, urban trails. Talks timeless, kids? No. Cats conceivable. Laughter lighten loads. Sunday, softened spirit. Beach bound, drive drizzly. Arrival odd, waves whooshing. Dunes drifting. Cabin nest, fire crackling. Cocoa curled. April arrived alive. Days dawn dynamic. Love's language fluent. Crises cinder cooled. Betrayals bite bygone. Healing hummed harmonious. Pact's purpose fulfilled, not prohibition, but propulsion. Yet undercurrent cautioned, life's litmus ever-changing. Emotions eternal ebb. May's mildness masked momentum. Seattle blooming riotous, cherry blossoms carpeting streets. Fairy horns heralding summer's tease. Monday's merge deepened, shared calendars synced. Gigs graphed, designs docketed. Theo's EP charted indie lists. Buzz birthing bookings. Miles's portfolio plumped. Queer clients queuing. Evening equilibrium, stir-fry encore. Strums serenading sketches. Tuesday tangled triumphs. Radio remote, Theo's interview. Miles shadowing soundboard. Host hook, that Pact story true? Laughter light. Broke it beautifully. Listeners leaned. Love legend budding. Afternoon afterglow. Coffee clink. Kisses casual. Wednesday wove waves. Coast cabin coda. Unpacked shells shelved. Photos framed. Dune duo. Ways washing feet. Work weave. Album art accepted. Tour tees tailored. Evening encode. Playlist personal. Dances drowsy. Thursday thrust thresholds. Lease leap. Full year committed. Furniture funded joint. View victory. Balcony bloom. Planters potted herbs. Afternoon affirm. Walk waterfront. Orcus occasional. Optimism oceanic. Friday flowered festivals. Folklife fair. Stages sprawling. Cultures colliding. Theo's slot sunset. Miles's merchmand. Crowd crescendo. Harmonies hailed. Hugs heartfelt. Post-parade. Pier perch. Stars stippling sky. Saturday, sword synergy. Studio settle. Space secured shared. Easels erected. Emps angled. First session, Theo's riff. Miles's render. Magic multiplicative. Lunch link. Market muscles. Memories musing. Sunday, sealed serenity. Sabbath slow. Brunch bedded. Books browsed. Hike hybrid. Rattlesnake ledge. Ledges looming. Lakes limpid. Summit snack. Sandwiches savored. Souls synced. June juice joy. Monday's milestone. 6 months marked. Pact anniversary ironic. Dinner deliberate. Steaks seared. Wine vintage. Toasts tumbled. From roommates to roots. Bed's benediction. Bodies blissful. Tuesday, tested tenor. Jax's jam. Band reborn. Riley relic. Rehearsal raw. Rhythms riveting. Miles observed. Input invaluable. Evening edit. Tracks tightened. Tensions transmuted. Wednesday wove wonder. Client cascade. Miles's queer collective gig. Pride parade banners. Theo's tag. Logo licks. Collab crescendo. Colors colliding creative. Thursday thrust thanks. Mom's milestone. Birthday bash Tacoma. Drive duo. Cake candled. Cut ceremonial. Her hug. Family fits you. Return reflective. I-5 introspection. Friday, fortified futures. Pride prep. Floats finalized. Feathers fabulous. Theo's set scheduled. Miles's art adorned. Rehearsal revel. Glitter gluing. Gowns gliding. Saturday, sword spectacle. Parade pulse. Streets throbbing rainbows. Cheers chorusing. Theo's stage. Anthems amplified. Miles mosh midst. After party aura. Club conga. Connections casual. Sunday, softened spirit. Recovery repose. Rain rinsed residue. Rest restorative. Journal joint. Gratitude graft. Growth glimpsed. July heated horizons. Monday's merge. Vacation voted. Montana meadows. Cabin kin to coast. Booked bold. Budgets balanced. Evening encode. Maps marked. Meals mused. Tuesday tangled tours. Theo's PNW loop. Dates dotted. Miles multi-dates. Portland Pit. Hotel Harmony. Set stellar. Evening encore. Room romance. Wednesday wove work. Freelance flourish. Book series sealed. Illustrations intricate. Theo's tag along. Inspiration inked. Afternoon affirm. Park picnic. Pros pondered. Thursday, thrust together. Montana meander, drive dreamy. Plains parting. Cabin claim, lake lapping. Loons lilting. Hike high, trails timbered. Vistas vast. Friday, flowered freedom. Day's dawn dip, swim skinny. Splashes spontaneous. Evening embers, firelit folk. Fingers fiddling strings. Lovemaking lakeside, star spectators. Saturday, solidified soul. Summit scramble, peaks panted. Panoramas profound. Lunch ledge, laughs lingering. Return reflective, roots reaching. Sunday, sealed summer. Seattle splash, pool party pals. Splashes silly. Evening exhale, wine waves. Whispers wistful. August arrived ardent. Monday's milestone, EP anniversary. Sales surging. Party petite, friends fading. Toast towering. Lena's laud. You too. Dynamite. Tuesday tested trust. Old flame flicker. Evan's email. Apology belated. Deleted duo. Discussion dismissed. Past postcard Theo quipped. Wednesday wove wealth. Royalties rolled. Renovations rumored. Balcony build out. Afternoon aspire. Sketches spacious. Thursday thrust thanks. Volunteer vibe. Bookstore build. Shelves shelved. Hand hammered. Hearts handy. Friday, fortified fidelity. Gig gala. Festival finale. Sets searing. Miles's visuals. Projections pulsing lyrics. Saturday, sword spotlight. Homecoming haze. Crowd carry. Encore eternal. After, alley amble. Kisses kindled. Sunday softened. Sabbath sacred. Spa self. Steams soothing. Journal. Journeys journaled. September side shift. Monday's merge. School season. Adult. Ed. Art for miles. Music theory Theo. Classes crossed. Carpool chummy. Tuesday tangled tasks. Project pile. Parade postmortem. Promo pushed. Evening edit. Excellence extracted. Wednesday wove wonder. Field trip fusion. Gallery gallivant. Inspirations imbibed. Home harvest. Herbs harvested. Thursday thrust thresholds. Talk tentative. Commitment crest. Rings. Soonish sync smiles. Friday flowered festivals. Harvest hoedown. Farm frolic. Pumpkins picked. Hayride hilarity. Cider sipped. Saturday solidified. Studio surge. New tracks teased. Covers conceptualized. Sunday sealed. Reflection ridge. Views vast. Vows veiled. October orbited origins. Monday's milestone. Pact year. Burned barrel. Ashes to bay. Rebirth right. Rings real. Simple silver. Tuesday tested. Tortees. National nudge. Negotiations nuanced. With you, Theo vowed. Wednesday wove. Work windfall. Series success. Sequel sought. Thursday thrust. Thanks tour. Mom meet. Milestones merged. Friday fortified. Fest finale. Lights lavish. Love lauded. Saturday soared. Studio seal. Album announced. Sunday softened. Serenity summit. Souls settled. November nested. Winter's whisper welcomed. Warmth within. Days dance domestic. Dreams deferred not denied. December dawn devoted. Holidays harmonious. Trees trimmed tandem. Gifts genuine. January journal joy. New Year nods. Goals graph gentle. February flamed. Anniversary ardent. Escape exotic Vermont Valles. Snow soft. March merged. Spring stir. Seeds sown shared. April aspired. Adventures abound. Road ripe. May's mild. Milestones multiply. June juiced. Pride perpetual. July heated. Horizons held. August ardent. Affections affirmed. September sighed. Seasons cycled. October orbited. Origins honored. Through tempests tamed. Betrayals burned. Crises crested. Love endured. Humanistic him, flawed. Fierce. Forever unfinished. In Seattle's rain-washed grace. Two hearts harmonized. Pact's promise profound. Fall freely. Rise renewed.